Okay, guys. So this is the super new moon in Virgo message. This is happening Friday, August 30th. The message I was getting for this is that it's about the emotional energy of self-healing through getting rid of old habits. Either physically, as in diet or exercise routines, or emotionally in the form of thought patterns that limit your full potential, but in a more fun and creative way that's unique to you and what brings you inner joy. Mercury leaving Leo and entering into Virgo is bringing that inner child communication that we learned while it was there. And that's meeting Mars and Venus, which are already in Virgo. So this is kind of reflecting how our masculine and feminine energies can work together with that inner child communication to change old habits and creative ways to heal. This Virgo is the healer, one of the healer signs of the zodiac, like the natural healer through herbs, oils, using food as medicine. There's a lot of focus on Virgo at this time. The sun, the moon, Mars, Venus, Mercury are all being highlighted in an earth sign. So to me, that indicates that there's more of a physical emphasis to this energy. Back for the full moon in Aquarius message, I had mentioned we were finding our inner Perseus energy to tame our inner Gorgons. The excessive worry and overthinking and the chaotic, destructive thought patterns that keep us locked in, that limit access to and expression of our soul's sacred song. So with Pluto and Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, we can really identify what needs restructured as long as we can remember how to pause before reacting and redirect that energy to create a more productive outcome. So to spin the potentially negative tendencies of Virgo energy to your advantage. So instead of being critical, use constructive criticism to stay on track. If you find yourself having a hard time sticking to your routine, do not give up. That's an old thought pattern for a lot of us. Like when things get hard, we're just like, oh, well, maybe it's just not for me. Well, that's not necessarily true. So what we can do is pause, tune into that inner child, and ask ourselves what we could do instead that might help us stay focused. So maybe go play laser tag, blow off some steam, do some yard work, reorganize that closet you've been ignoring, go try an exercise or yoga class, dance around with your kids. Get creative and try to have fun to help break up stagnant energy from these old ways. I've really been noticing lately that stuff that would have taken me down for a while really doesn't affect me anymore, because I do tend to stay more focused on what I can do right now versus giving that energy to what's stopping me or what I can't control. The more you can stay in the mindset of being proactive, the easier it is to move past bumps in the road. There is absolutely no sense in wasting energy and turning molehills into mountains. So we need to rise up, get a new perspective on the situation, and use that shadow to empower yourself. Sort of like a stepping stone to help you move forward. So how can you turn hindrance into power? What can you do to stay focused on what you need to stay focused on instead of getting deterred and worrying? So I wanted to pull a few cards. I'm using the Osho Zen deck. Oh, geez, that one wants to come out. Sharing. Oh, I love this. Okay, let's see what else. Friendliness, harmony, source, and our new card for the bottom is participation. So before I pull any more, let's just get a feel for this. Okay, this reminds me a lot of how we have this new adventure basically upon us, and we are, if we're doing the inner work, we're learning how to share our light. And in order to do that, we need to stay in a place of being receptive, on finding that inner harmony. And we got source up here too. And this reminds me of that light in your heart. You know, that's your connection to God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. So it's being vulnerable and having the courage to shine when everything seems so stressful. I mean, there is a lot of stress going on in the world right now. How can we juggle so many things? Though this is kind of like talking about stepping out of old ways in order to see new ways of doing things. Get a more mature view of this adventure that we call life. Being open and friendly and choosing to participate in that activity will help lead to breakthroughs. Let's see what else wants to come out. Friendliness, source, harmony, being receptive. So let's see what goes with receptivity and sharing. Let's see more message here. Compromise. Courage and stress. That goes with maturity and adventure. Okay. A new card on the bottom is celebration. So we got compromise, guilt, and the fool. This has a lot to do with sorting out that chaos of the mind that I was talking about. Learning how to pick your battles, to stay on top of things. If you worry about what you can't control, then you're not going to get this new beginning. If you're always focused on things that don't make you feel good, then you're going to get more things that don't make you feel good. So where can you compromise and learn to tame those gorgons, those thoughts that cloud your mind and keep you from getting this higher perspective, this perspective of how things could be? I mean, there's definitely reasons to celebrate. It's like we need to rise above these clouds and petty arguments and see the truth of what really matters and being okay with where we are, what we've done, so that we can better utilize our surroundings to get us to that future where we get to start again. We have this adventure. We have the heart of the child with the mind of the adult that's leading into this new journey. So let's see what else wants to come out from the chakra deck to add to the message. One of these days I will do a live video for this. Okay. Gratitude. Oh, it flew out of there. Completion. And despondence. So I'm going to stop with this for a second. So, being grateful, sharing our gratitude with others, putting an end to stress and guilt and being afraid to follow our joy. We've been so entrained to just stay in situations and to just focus on what we can stress out about. And this card talks about by taking action, I found a way out. And I just think that's beautiful because it's right over this new beginning. So this breakthrough has to do with your participation and kind of how you choose to shine is what you'll get back. So let's see if there's anything else. We got complacency. So this talks about, are you living your life for other people or are you living your life for you? Because you can't really truly be in alignment and be in harmony if you're not living for you first, and to not feel guilty about that. This is a time for self-care and healing and restructuring your mind to think in more proactive ways so you're not getting caught up. This card has to do with you getting into alignment with yourself. So that's perfect timing for that to be coming out. You knowing what's best for you. Okay, these just flew out at me. So impartial and wisdom. So stay in balance. Don't overreact to things. Take that higher approach. Get to the center of your heart. This is green. It's a heart chakra card. So return to this center. The heart and the mind is like the inner child and the adult aspects coming together. And from there, you'll be able to make wiser decisions based on gratitude. Let's see what the Earth Magic card is for us for Virgo new moon. Ebb and flow. Go with the flow. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. It's how we can let go and get past things. Feel them, let them flow through you. Don't get too attached to things. Like, remember, with these super moons, it causes those tides that are short bursts of energy. So it's like, how can you direct that energy in the right way without overreacting? What's on the top? We got promise, which is new moon. So we got new moon, vulnerability, and promise. I'm going to look this one up. New card on the bottom is the whale and breach. So that is a lot to do with the energy of this breakthrough card I was just talking about. So take a minute and look that up. So appropriate to get the new moon card for this. Okay, I kind of turned right to this page. So promise has two meanings. It can be a commitment and guarantee to yourself or someone else that a particular thing will happen, or it can imply that something specific is expected to happen. When you align your will with the will of spirit, your intention is focused upon what you wish to have happen. There will be fulfillment and the promise is kept. So that has a lot to do with staying in the flow of things and not letting your mind get the best of you and focusing on the negative. So the more where your attention goes, energy flows. So stay constructive, stay on top of that. the only person that can really do this for you is you. So staying on top of it really helps keep things in check. The easier it gets, like, the more you can be aware of your own actions and the impact they have, and not dwelling too long on any one thing, then the better off you're going to be. Let's see if there's a power animal. Okay. I want more than one. We got giraffe. You are able to see what's in store for the future. And courage. Ask for what you want. What's on the bottom? We got hawk, which is focus, and it says choose your priorities and eliminate distractions. That is going to let you see what you have in store for the future, but don't be afraid to ask for what you want. We just had like the Lion's Gate portal and that energy going. So stay focused. This breakthrough is on its way. Looks amazing. Be open, be receptive, be willing to stay an active participant in your ability to construct new outcomes for yourself, because this energy is really supportive of that. Individually, collectively, it all goes together. So I hope you have a great new moon. This was the quick message and tarot for that. Let me know if any of this resonates with you.